Hey there, welcome to the Not Just Mama podcast, the show where we talk about building businesses, chasing dreams, raising little yous, and keeping it real through all the chaos. We're diving into mindset, motivation, and all things mompreneur life, all while microwaving our coffee for the 20 millionth time. I'm your host, Heather Madsen, a dream-chasing mompreneur who knows exactly what it's like to juggle big ambitions with a million daily tasks. Because let's be honest, we're not just moms. We're wives, we're partners, we're daughters, friends, creators, dreamers, and so much more. And just because we're raising little tiny humans doesn't mean we have to put our dreams on the back burner. We deserve to chase them, build something incredible, and make a difference, all while being amazing moms. So go ahead and nuke that coffee once again and get comfy, because we're diving in. I don't know about you, but for me, I tend to always say yes to a lot of things, even when I'm just already too busy. And it's what we do best as moms, right? We're just natural multitaskers. I mean, think about it. How often are you doing more than one thing at a time? And don't lie. Maybe you're cooking dinner, right? Or answering emails or helping your kids with homework and trying to remember where you put your phone all at once. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. We are just natural multitaskers. And so when someone asks you to do something, it's actually super easy to put your game face on and say, sure, I can do that. But how often does that leave you drained and exhausted? I've had so many days where I felt like I couldn't fit one more thing into my already packed day. I mean, there's a million different things calling to our attention as moms, and it's easy to get into that rhythm of just doing too much and never slowing down. And so today, I want to talk about that because saying yes all the time might feel like we're doing the right thing, right? But in reality, it can keep us stuck in an endless cycle, right? Overwhelmed and even burnt out in not only our business, but in our lives. And saying yes doesn't sound like a bad thing, right? We may say yes because we care about something deeply enough. Maybe it's because we want to just be a helpful person in the world and contribute. Right? Or maybe it's because we plainly just don't want to let anybody down. And honestly, sometimes we say yes just out of habit, right? But here's the truth we really end up facing when we say yes all the time. Every yes you give is energy that you have to spend. And let's be real, you only have so much energy in a single day, right? So when you give too much of it away, even the things that used to light you up can just start to feel heavy to you. You might start losing excitement or passion for your business. You might find yourself procrastinating like a ton, and you begin wondering if you're even doing the right thing anymore. And it's not because you don't care or anything. It's because you're just exhausted from saying yes to everything. You're just plain doing too much, right? I can't even count how many times I've said yes to something, whether it was like volunteering for something, a new business idea, or helping someone out. Or in general, that's the biggest one, right? And then later realized it completely drained me. And then I would wonder if what I did was worth my time at the end of it all. There are a lot of nights that I've ended up just staying up really late and trying to catch up on work that I actually needed to do for my online business, or just sacrificing the time I actually wanted to spend with my kids, right? At the end of the day, that's kind of what you want to do, is spend time with your family and just relax. And so being in that constant cycle usually leaves me feeling burnt out and resentful. To pretty much everything, right? And my poor husband. But in all honesty, saying no can feel really uncomfortable though too, as moms especially. And we're literally wired to take care of everyone. We make things happen, right? We keep the household, the business, and the family all running smoothly. So when we say no, there's this wave of guilt that just kind of flows right into us. And I am so guilty of this feeling all the time. I always feel guilty for saying no. And some common things that you may feel when you tell somebody no, you might think, oh my gosh, they'll be disappointed in me, or I don't want to seem lazy or unhelpful, right? Or my favorite, every mom's favorite, right? It'll just be faster if I do it myself. How many times have you thought that to yourself? Does that sound familiar? But here's what I've learned, okay? Saying no doesn't make you a bad mom or a bad friend or a bad business owner. Saying no means that you value your time and your energy and where you put that. It means you're being intentional with what you pour yourself into. And we must be intentional with our time, okay? Our time is so precious and it's gone almost instantaneously. It slips through our fingers every single day. Do you feel that? Because every yes that you give has a cost. And sometimes that cost is your peace, your focus, or your joy. And here is one hard thing for me to like face for myself, okay, is that I had to realize that saying no sometimes is just to save your own sanity so that you can just keep the peace you want and keep your focus on what matters and to have that time and space to feel joy. Okay. It's creating boundaries so you can give that best yes to the things that actually matter the most. Now, I want to share something that really changed how I looked at this. Okay. So before saying yes to anything, whether it's a new idea, a new request, or just an opportunity in general, I pause and I ask myself a few simple questions. And to be honest, I'm human and sometimes I forget to ask these questions and I just automatically say yes because that's who I am. I have a giving heart, right? But I ask myself questions like, is this going to move me closer to my goals? Okay. Will this bring me joy or will it drain me? If I say yes to this, will I regret it? Well, I mean, in the end, will I regret it? Why did I do that in the first place, right? Will my focus on my goals drown if I take on one more task? Or do I have time to do this without losing my sanity is the biggest one. Because every time we say yes to something that doesn't align with where we want to go, we're saying no to something that does. So let's just be honest about that, right? And often that no ends up being our peace, our time with our kids, or the focus that we need to build the business that we actually want. So if it's not helping you to grow, or it's not generating like leads or sales, if it's not bringing you joy, or if you just plain don't have any time to fit anything else in. Like, be honest with yourself. Do you have the time to fit anything else in? Okay. If if any of those things ring a bell, it's okay to let it go without guilt. Okay. When you start saying no to what drains you, something powerful kind of happens inside. You make room for what fulfills you. I mean, have you ever gotten rid of something in your life that you felt uneasy about for a while? It's freeing. You start to feel lighter. You have more energy. You show up for your business or even your life with just a clear mind. When was the last time you've had a clear mind? And I mean, you feel present with your family again. And instead of operating from just that burnout phase or the pressure of doing everything, you start working from like a state of peace and purpose, right? And hey, maybe with a smile doing it. And I'm not saying that you have to say no to everything. Just start by setting those small boundaries that we all seriously need. Say no to things that don't align with your goals this week. Say no to working late when you promised yourself an early night. Say no to distractions that pull you away from what truly matters to you and your life and your goals, whether it's just personal or for business. Because when you learn to protect your energy, you're also protecting your creativity, your joy that we keep talking about, and just your purpose in general. Okay. There was a season, right, in my life when I said yes to every single thing that came my way. And it was without thinking about it. I was a slave to my clients. I said yes to everyone and carved out time that I felt I barely had to go into the salon and take care of them. Okay. And I did all of this while also saying yes to a job where I was helping at my kids' school full time that was understaffed. Okay. They didn't have enough people. And just felt compelled to be there. And I actually really liked it, but I was there full time and I was running two kids to hockey and piano while trying to uphold all the household chores and trying to get homework done. I mean, it was insane. And not to mention trying to run an online business. I actually just stopped that year. It was too insane. That was something that I had to drop because if I didn't drop something, I was gonna go crazy. And, I mean, it was just a huge cluster, honestly. And at the time, I honestly felt like it was the right thing to do. But now looking back, I feel like I was wrong. Okay. It actually ended up being and meaning less focus for me, less passion for the things I loved, and more burnout for every single aspect of my life. I mean, I'm pretty sure I aged several years like that whole season of my life. It was insane. At one point, I realized that I hadn't spent any real personal and quality time with my kids in what felt just like forever. Okay. I was so occupied with all the things that I said yes to, and I was so busy being busy that I lost sight of why I started my online business in the first place. Okay. And that was one thing that I just completely dropped that year. It was kind of like a wake up call. Okay. Especially now that I look back, I'm like, why did I do that? um, but I wanted time freedom. And yet I was filling my time with things that just didn't matter for my goals, right? So fast forward to today, and I made the decision several years later that if something didn't align with my goals anymore, or it took away from my peace, I wasn't saying yes to it anymore. And you know what happened? I became so much more productive because I was more focused and I was more grounded and I was more just me. I was being myself. Okay. And I was happier because I felt like I was living in alignment again. So, if you have been feeling overwhelmed lately, like everything is hanging over your head and there's just too much to juggle, and you're saying yes more than you're saying no, I want you to know this, okay? You just have to do what matters the most. Simple, right? Saying no, just, I mean, it isn't selfish. It's just smart in a way, right? It's creating space for what truly moves you forward in your business, in motherhood, and your peace of mind. So, this week, I want to challenge you to practice saying one intentional no, okay? Say no to something small that doesn't serve you, okay? And then take a deep breath and remind yourself that you're lifting yourself up. People will understand, and if they don't, well, get new friends, right? No, just kidding. Seriously, you're not meant to do it all. You're just meant to do what matters to you in your life, in your world, okay? And do that well. Do all the yeses well. So I really hope this episode inspired you to actually say no to something, okay? Especially if it doesn't serve you a higher purpose any longer. If today's episode spoke to you, please share it with another mom who might need that reminder to protect her peace. If you've been listening for a while now and have been loving the show, don't forget to follow me on Apple Podcasts and leave a quick review. It helps other mompreneurs such as you find the podcast. Jump on my email list to where I share tips, tricks, and things I don't always share here on the podcast. The link will be in the show notes below. Until next time, take care of yourself, protect your peace, and remember, saying no can sometimes be the most powerful yes you'll ever give yourself. But if all else fails, just survive till bedtime.